Hey Cornerstone family, I just want to take a moment of your time and just talk to you for a minute about an exciting event that's coming up this weekend. We're going to be having and hosting our annual Missions Convention. This year, the title is Every Tribe, Every Nation. And I am super excited because you know what? The Bible is so clear. Jesus, just before he ascended into heaven, gave us his famous last words in Matthew chapter 28, verse 19 and 20, when he says, "Go into all the world and preach the good news of this gospel unto every creature, unto every nation." And you know, the truth of the matter is that missions is super important to Jesus. And because it's super important to Jesus, it needs to be super important to us. In fact, let me just say that a large part of the success of Cornerstone Church has been because we have leaned in heavy on the mission of going into all the world. You know, we talk about how many missionaries we support all the time. And we don't do that just as a pat on the back. We do it because we rejoice that God has enabled our church to be able to reach literally around the world to touch people for the message of Jesus Christ. And so my prayer for you is this, that as we get into this weekend, that you too will lock in and grab a hold of the mission of what it means to go into all the world. You know, not everybody can go, but everybody can do something. And in many cases, that's sending. And so what we've done is we've created an environment that you can see and sense the vision and the mission that's happening both locally and regionally, nationally, and internationally. And so we've got several guests that are coming with us on March 3rd. That's Saturday night, and we're going to have a great dinner together with our international food tasting, and then we're going to hear from Jack Flynn. Jack is he's our regional representative for Voice of the Martyrs, and Jack is going to share about the persecuted church. You know, we think sometimes that we're persecuted, but the truth is in the Western world, we really don't have an idea of what it is to be persecuted. And Jack is going to be the voice for all those around the world who are going through literally life-threatening issues to be able to present the gospel message of Jesus. We also are going to hear from a young lady named Priscilla Davis. Priscilla is launching into a new ministry that's an offshoot of Teen Challenge. Many of you are familiar with Teen Challenge and the awesome work that they've been doing for decades in helping people with addiction. Priscilla is helping out with a program called Bloom. And Bloom is entirely for teenage girls who are in real crisis, whether that be through addiction or abuse. And so Bloom is really doing their best to wrap their arms around these teenage girls and help them to find a safe place for healing. So you'll be able to hear from Priscilla Davis. Also, my dear friends, Selwyn and Lori Bodley. Selwyn and his family, after years of preaching and pastoring in Quincy, Massachusetts, are literally uprooting their life, and they're going to an unreached indigenous tribe in Peru and going to go and literally live in tents and learn these people's culture and teach them and show them the love and the gospel message of Jesus Christ. That is the Great Commission in full force. And so Selwyn is going to be here and share his heart, and I know that you're going to be just as touched by him as I have for the over a decade that I've known him. And then finally we have coming is Dan Johnson. Dan is a chaplain of what I believe to be one of the most critical ministries in the Assemblies of God, and that's Chi Alpha. Chi Alpha is a ministry that's reaching to our college students right on the campuses of our secular universities around the country. And so Dan and his family have started what's called Freedom Cafe, and they're using and leveraging coffee and fellowship in a coffee house to bring students in to share with them the love of Jesus Christ. You'll hear a brief testimony and a brief vision from all of these speakers on Saturday night, as well as the international dinner. If you haven't signed up for it, please go to our website right now, sign up, and maybe you could bring a dish for that event as well. We would love to have a little taste of your culture, your background, the things that you love, and wouldn't you share that with us and help us to enjoy that time together? Finally, I want to invite you out on Sunday, March 4th, when we have what I believe to be one of the most powerful speakers in our district. Somebody by the name of Guy Praytrap. Now, Guy's not a guy, Guy's a girl. And my wife was, and many of you have, ladies have seen Guy at our district events. And Guy was speaking at the women's retreat this past year, and my wife called me on the phone and she said, Chris, I don't know how we can do it, but we've got to get this woman in the pulpit at Cornerstone. Our church needs to hear this message. In 20 years of ministry, my wife has never done that before. And so that stirred my heart. I gave Guy a call, and she's going to be with us on Sunday to share with us her story and to share with us the vision of what Missions has done for her, for their church there in Lowell, Massachusetts, and for all that God is doing in she and her husband's life. It's going to be a great weekend. God's going to launch us. You think that 54 missionaries is something? It's nothing compared to what God wants to do through Cornerstone Church. Listen to me, body. I love you guys, and I want you to know I appreciate you. You are a giving, loving, serving body of believers. And I know that God is going to continue to bless Cornerstone as we continue to lean in heavy on the mission that's so important to Jesus. Would you consider coming March 3rd and 4th? Be with us this weekend. Love you guys. We'll see you later. God bless.